If you want to lose body fat, you actually need to extend the period of time that you're not eating. In other words, extend your fasting period and get rid of all the snacks in order for you to have enough time that your insulin is low. When insulin is low, it's going to allow fat burning, which is going to allow you to pull those calories back out. People lose weight, like a lot of weight, and they keep it off. But it wasn't about controlling the calories. It was about controlling the hunger. Every successful drug to gain or lose weight, right, is a hormone. It's a hormone base because that's instructions to the body.
Dr. Jason Fung is a world-renowned weight loss expert and author of The Obesity Code, who shows us the real secret to unlock natural weight loss fast by activating your fat-burning hormones through specific foods and dietary habits.
Why can't you burn the fat that's on your body? Because there's 200, 300,000 calories of body fat. It's because you haven't activated the right hormones so that you can access it.
First hormone is GLP-1, which is the fullness amplifier. What if there were a natural way to shut off hunger, which functions the same way as weight loss drugs and supplements do? GLP-1 is the hormone behind blockbuster drugs like Ozempic and Mounjaro. But guess what? You can trigger GLP-1 effect naturally with food.
This hormone called GLP-1, which is a natural sort of hormone, it's released mostly in the intestines, in the distal intestine and the small intestine. And in response to certain foods, it goes up, right? So when you eat, the body has a homeostatic mechanism. So again, remember, people think that we're just eating machines. We eat until, we explode sort of thing. But that's not true. When you eat, you actually activate the GLP-1 along with other hormones. There's multiple hormonal systems. The GLP-1 is the one we're interested in. You activate GLP-1, which then sets into motion the instructions for you to stop eating, right? So the act of eating sort of sets in motion that whole feedback loop to stop, right? So this is homeostasis, which is trying to keep things at a proper level.
Trigger GLP-1 naturally by eating high-fiber foods like beans, oats, and chia seeds, protein-rich meals, especially whey or fish, and fermented foods like kefir and kimchi. These signal your brain that you're full before you overeat.
The GLP-1s gets released by the act of eating, goes into the brain, crosses and is active in the sort of midbrain area that tells your body to stop eating. What these GLP-1s do, of course, is that it gives you the hormone that tells you to stop eating, even though you haven't eaten. It's sort of, that's the way the drug works. So then what people tell you is that, they're just not hungry. And if they're not hungry, then they don't eat. And when they don't eat, of course, insulin falls and you start to burn calories and lose.
There are two hormones that trigger satiety. Why do some meals keep you full for 6 hours and others leave you starving an hour later? It's about how your body reads volume, fat, and protein, not just calories.
So you eat food. There are stomach stretch receptors, for example. So as your stomach stretches out, it sends a signal to your brain and says, stop eating. If you eat a lot of protein, it activates a hormone called peptide YY, which tells you to stop eating. If you eat a lot of dietary fat, you activate a hormone called cholecystokinin, which again tells you to stop eating. And these are very powerful. If you look in the wild, there are no obese antelope. There are no obese lions. Why? Because how much body fat you carry is actually very important. If you are obese as an antelope, you're going to get eaten. If you are an obese lion, you're not going to catch any food. So therefore, it's going to correct itself.
Want to feel full longer? Have meals rich in protein and healthy fats like eggs, steak, salmon, and avocado to produce more peptide YY and cholecystokinin. Skip false calories like soda or juice. They don't trigger peptide YY. Eat slowly to allow these hormones to get activated.
So you're activating all these satiety hormones, peptide YY, cholecystokinin. You're eating all this food. Well, you may not be hungry for the next day.
This is how you naturally reduce hunger without counting calories. Dr. Fung says there's one hormone you must avoid activating if you want to burn body fat fast: the fat storage commander, insulin. To lower insulin, prioritize foods that keep blood sugar stable: eggs, meat, leafy greens, olive oil, avocado. Avoid refined carbohydrates like white bread, pasta, muffins, and sweet drinks. They spike insulin hard. Incorporate intermittent fasting, even 14 to 16 hours. Lower insulin levels mean the body has access to fat, resulting in fat burn. When you allow insulin to fall, you allow your body to burn fat. You open the doors so that body fat can come out, and that's the missing piece. You can't burn the fat on your body, even though there are hundreds of thousands of calories stored, because you haven't activated the right hormones to access it. Now, if you do intermittent fasting and eat, say, 1,500 calories while burning 2,000, your body uses 500 from fat stores. Later, if you return to 2,000 calories, you don't gain weight because your hormones are balanced.